Alright, cool. Life is good. What's good, everyone? Thanks for stopping on by. So last weekend, I was over in San Jose, California for a little bracket and a little tournament called Slashback 2025. So after a long time of saying, oh, I'm going to go this year, I dodged the first one, unfortunately, because I was busy. The second one, it was right before another event that I was going to, so I was like, okay, maybe I'll skip. But 3 years in a row, I'm not trying to be a third-time dodger. So I did end up going to Slashback and hanging out with the rest of the NorCal folks, which was very fun because Guildhouse is like it's a pretty beautiful venue. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, it's not like major ballroom size, but there's a good amount of, there's a good amount of setups, there's a good amount of space, and also the fact that you walk in, the bar is directly to your left, and there are so many monitors just like around the venue that no matter where you're at, you can see like multiple POVs of whatever is going on any setup. Like, it's pretty good. So I happened to stop on by for Slashback Volume 3, and I was on commentary as well. So I entered Uni, I entered Grand Blue, and I was also on commentary for both of those games. So, being in NorCal, as it turns out, right next to the venue, there was a lot of pretty good food options. So especially down the street, I think like 1 or 2 blocks away, there was like a whole street with like a food court and then a bunch of other sit-down places. And there was also this little spot called Nirvana Soul. So I had heard about it through folks in the Unicord. And they were talking about, oh, where can I go get coffee? Like, what are good, coffee spots around the area? And a lot of folks had recommended Nirvana Soul. And I heard that there was a little something. So you can see they have like a whole menu of their specialty stuff. So Rurik got the lavender latte, which I heard is really good. Of course, hazelnut mocha. I feel like that is 2 unfuckwithable flavors. So like, there's no way to fumble the bag on that one. And I'm seeing, the Dirty Diana, the Golden Child, and, even I think Jen got the Serotonin Sunrise, and this tea tasted damn delicious. I don't think it would have been enough caffeine for my purposes, but just know that Nirvana Soul, like, it had a lot of good choices. That being said, my choice for the first day and throughout the rest of the weekend was the Mabuhay Ube Latte. So, I forget who told me. I think it actually was... It might have been Suica, but maybe I'm just assuming the Filipino would recommend the Filipino drink option to me. Someone who I'm assuming is Suica recommended and said, oh, yeah, Nirvana Soul's like right around the corner. Like, oh, no. It wasn't Suica. It was Boncho. So the Side Games rep, also from NorCal, reminded me like, oh, around the corner. There's a place called Nirvana Soul. It has an ube latte. It's like delicious. So I'm like, all right, bet. Sounds good. So first day is when I have uni commentary with Suica. So I'm headed over like 11:30, and I message him in the Unicord. And I'm like, hey Suica, I'm gonna go over and get some coffee. If you want me to get you anything, it's the dual Filipino vlog, so I think it'd be really funny if we pulled up with like dual-fisted ube lattes, like matching ube lattes for the stream. He's like, yeah, that sounds pretty good. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I go up to the counter and I'm like, hey, can I get 2 medium ube lattes? And they're like, sounds good to me. So I walk over, I get the double ube lattes from Nirvana Soul, and I'm walking over, it's like hard to, pull my wallet out for registration. I got to put everything on the table, whatever. I finally find Suica in the crowd, and this is probably around like 12 to 15 p.m., and our block is at 1 p.m. So we have all the time in the world. So I've already started sipping on my ube latte, and it's damn delicious. And I find Suica in the crowd as he is watching the rest of his pool. And somewhat like I had asked around, and I was like, oh, have you seen Suica? Have you seen Suica? And, they were like, oh, he's like, he just made it out of his pool, so he's watching the rest of the matches. I'm like, perfect. So I walk up to him. He's sitting on the couch, like in front of the main stream setup for uni. And I'm like, Suica, like, I got you your ube latte. He's like, dude, thank you, I appreciate it. And I'm like, all right, cool. So, I'll see you for a little bit in commentary. We have like 30-45 minutes. I'm just gonna like hang around and vibe out. He's like, all right, cool. Little did I know, he was not out of his bracket. He was actually waiting for winners finals of his bracket. And I see him go up. I'm like, oh, damn, I hope that didn't distract him or anything, like if he was trying to like rest up or focus for the next match. And I see him pull up with his ube latte. I'm like, okay, hopefully the caffeine helps him out a little bit. Little did I know.
See another match with Suica, looks like.
Yes.
On that winner's side. Getting through that. Shout out to Brett. Thanks, Brett.
He's just up here to observe.
Yeah.
He's just chilling away from the masses downstairs.
Coaching us.
Is that F4 jumping? F4 cycle?
That drink was literally full.
It is,
He walked up to the stream setup, had not drank a single sip, and this dude is just like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna go straight up chug it as soon as I'm on stream. I'm like, what the hell? That was for a commentary vlog. What? I had explained to you the bit. What is going on, man? So you just look at this smug expression on this motherfucker's face, man. I can't believe it. He just downed it. He downed it in front of me. I don't think you can see me in the crowd, actually. Wait, is that me? Oh my god, wait, yeah. I'm right there. I'm like, let's go, Suika. And look, you guys can see I have my ube latte, barely drank, in hand, ready for the commentary. And then, you know, it dawns on Suika's face that he was like, wait. We were supposed to have this for the blog, weren't we? What a bastard, man. I can't stand this guy. He really did just chug it. Which, you know, me personally, I'd probably have to piss myself up there. I don't have an inhuman, like, bag of holding bladder like he does, but, like, you know, the caffeine rushing to my brain in the middle of my set, I think would really throw me off. But, I don't know, man. He took it like a champ. He also did win that set, and then made it all the way to loser side top 8 later on in that weekend. So, I mean, if it works, it works. And to be fair, like, as soon as I pulled up with him, like, on the commentary vlog, he was like, oh, thanks for that latte again. Like, it really helped me lock in versus Jade. I'm like, no problem, man. You got it. Jay has no mods. It's okay. I can block them myself. Bam. Wait, how do I delete the message, though? All right, maybe I do need... Oh, I need to ban them. That's what I need to do, not block them. Bam. Shoot this guy. How are you doing today? I'm doing good, Issei. Hope you're doing well. Came back after locals, and now we get to, you know, hang out on stream and recap Slashback a little bit. He didn't even get to enjoy it. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, yes, he had already had the ube latte before, and he knew it was good, but, like, the fact that... All right, let's count how long it took him to do that. And let's assume there's a little bit of, like, off-screen time. Oh, I was gonna say, like, maybe we could, like, see it, but just barely out of frame. You can't see Suika. You can see Jade, but you can't see Suika. So, like, how... I wish I could draw on the screen. I'm gonna do a little math on the side here. Hold on. So he's like halfway already. Is he raising up the cup to... I really wish Twitch Rewind was not... Okay, it looks like he started it here. So I guess he had drank some of it, like, in the crowd already, but still, like, halfway through, and we're at 1:12, 22. When does he finish the drink? 28, 29, 30, 31. Okay, that last little bit was at 31. He finished a half of that shit in 9 seconds. So you're telling me 20 seconds left on the clock, gun to his head, they're like, chug this ube latte or we, like, kill your family? He's like, all right, don't worry, I got it with 2 seconds left to spare. He's too sick. He's too cool. What can I say? Mr. Twitch streamer has no Mr. Twitch experience. It's true. I was like, block doesn't seem like the right thing that I'm supposed to do to a bot, but I forget what it is. Because, like, ban, when you click on someone, is like the little... you know, stop sign single, but I forgot to check it out, or forgot to find it. Would you explode if you had chugged a whole ube latte? I think I actually would have just, like, blasted to smithereens, like, on the spot, yeah. Now, I will say, I made it a point to get almond milk in the ube latte, because I was like, I don't know if Suika is lactose intolerant, but I think it would really suck if I got him it, and then he just... you know, had to drink it out of obligation, and then he was, like, dying during our blog. So, if it were whole milk ube latte, I would definitely explode on the spot. Almond milk? I think I'm on, like, a 20-25 minute timer before things go awry, is what I'll say. I think things can very quickly go off kilter. Also, Suki, thank you for the follow. Thank you. I have alert box notifications off on my side. So it's only when I check the activity log on the side that I notice. But thank you for stopping on by. JAYTSU poisons the co-commentary. This is not... Okay, look, I understand that we gotta brainstorm the YouTube titles, right? It's packaging, it's title, it's thumbnail, it's first 30 seconds. I don't think this one is gonna be FDA regulated, though. World where Suika is allergic to nuts? True, true. Also, that venue looks massive. It was pretty big. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's quite a solidly sized building. Because this, what you guys can see is probably, I would say, half of the venue. So imagine another half, like this size, over on the left side. You guys can't even see my mouse anyway. I've been, like, circling my mouse around this entire... Wait. Yeah, I've been circling my mouse on the screen this entire time, and I'm only just now realizing you can't see the cursor. But yes, so off to this left side, there's another half, and then... You guys see that little door? There's so those are the bathrooms, and then a little bit off screen, there's another door that leads to like a smaller, not back room, but like a side room, which basically was the BYOC area. The POV from the commentator came and you pointing to where the... Oh, right. We can just look at... There we go. Yeah. So this is the size of like the whole venue. Obviously, a little bit of it is like cut off at the bottom. Again, I'm drawing with the cursor that you guys can't see, but you know, over at the bottom it's like a little bit cut off, but there's a seating area off to the side which you guys can kind of see in the back here. You can kind of see it. There's like high tables, and you know, again, if I rewind a little bit, so these monitors in the back, those are like stationed throughout the venue. So again, no matter where you're at, if you're not like near a stream setup, it's very easy to just be like, oh, who's playing right now? Like, what's going on? Which I think is very good. Very, very good. That's like solid venue design. So I might have to be a Guildhouse Glazer. Also, because when my commentary was done, I finally tried out the soju cocktails that they had. And I think they had strawberry, mango, melon, and lychee. But... of course, my Filipino ass bringing 2 ube lattes to commentary day number 1. I'm gonna try out the lychee first, right? So that one was called the Lich King. So I expected it to be like pink or red, because that's like the, you know, color of the outer shell of the actual lychee fruit. But I got the drink, and it's like a bright blue, and I got terrified. Like I went into fight or flight, because those of you who, you know, go out often or like drink at bars often, there's a drink called the Adios motherfucker, or the Adios MF, that, you know, it tastes awful, but it is incredibly efficient if you just want to get like the most alcohol into your system as like in short of a time with a mixed drink as possible. But that is also like a bright blue Windex looking drink. So that shit came out on the table. I was like, I ordered the lychee soju cocktail, by the way. They're like, no, this is it. I'm like, okay, man. And I tasted it, and it was like God's nectar. It was the most delicious fucking thing in the goddamn world. It being called Lich King, my mind went to it being blue. Are liches... What color do you guys associate with the concept of a Lich King? Because I think of like a skeleton type body with like green flames kind of coming out of the eye sockets. So I think just off of the name, I would have assumed green, but specifically off of lychee, I would have assumed like pink or red. Oh, the Lich King in Warcraft is a blue guy? Oh. Okay. Look up Lich King right now. Okay, hold on. Oh, I overlapped the window. Hold on. Alright. Look, man. Look, okay. This is not what I think of when I think of the Lich King. Me personally, there's no blue in my brain, but alright, okay. Oh my god, it's so fucking blue, man. This whole page is so blue. Okay, wait, but like Adventure Time Lich King, I'm fucking validated. I'm the best to ever do it. My mental fortress is impenetrable. I'm telling you guys, okay, this is what I think of for the Lich King. Though for Lich King Warcraft, I understand he is probably more so the popular characterization of the idea of a Lich King. So I'll hold that. Would I have been more or less concerned if it was neon green instead of blue? I think if it were green, I would have just been like, oh, sorry, I didn't order the melon, I ordered the lychee. But the blue, you know, that one really triggered the fight or flight because there was a particularly strong drink that it looked exactly like. So I was like, I would like to make it back to my hotel safely, preferably. But no, it was the most delicious drink, like, I think, on that menu. And I saw no less than like 10 or 12 people walking with it around the venue throughout the weekend. So much so that day number 2, they actually ran out of lychee soju. They were like, wait, everyone keeps getting the Lich King, and we don't have enough like lychee soju in the back to continue making cocktails. They're like, we have melon soju, we have strawberry, we have mango, but we do not have any more lychee. And I fell to my knees, man. Like, I actually was woman kneeling covered in blood in that moment. It was insane. But anyway, commentary with Suiko was pretty fun. Oh yeah, also watching these gremlins pull up to the stand. So if you guys don't know, Ankle Gator is he's become a very big Uma Musume fan, which is like, it feels like it's coming full circle when my fighting game at Jason Friends saw me getting into Uma Musume, and it just like infected my personality like a parasite. Now seeing it in other people and like watching them progress through the pipeline and then making it a very loud part of their personality, I'm like, holy shit, I guess this is what it looked like. What does the caption say? It says, hop on Uma Musume Cinema Grey this Sunday at Slashback 2025. So Cinderella Grey, the most recent anime adaptation that is airing right now for Uma Musume, airs on Sundays. And obviously we were there for the weekend, so we were trying to plan out like a group watch and see if we could all watch it together. But the signal in the venue was like, obviously with so many people, it's not going to be great. You know, it's a pretty crowded spot too, and we weren't going to like wake up early to go there so we could claim one of the TVs. So we were like, okay, let's just watch it in our hotel rooms and then we'll figure it out later. You know, and then we'll talk about it and be like, oh, was the episode peak? And like, you know, discuss. We can say it's peak at each other at the venue. But definitely a lot of shenanigans happening on stream. A lot of shenanigans because of this ankle guy. Now that I look at this, so, you know, again, this is what the ube latte looked like. It was not like 80% latte and like 20%, or 20% latte, 80% ube. I think it just like congealed around the bottom of the cup, if that makes sense. Anyway, this shit was delicious. But this dude printed out an entire stack of I'm JAYTSU'S Flame stickers. So you guys can, hold on. I was going to go to the webcam scene, but I don't want you to see how messy my room is. So I'm just going to hold it up here to the webcam. This dude printed out 200 of these damn I'm JAYTSU'S Flame stickers. So he had like a whole Ziploc and it was like stacked to the brim. I was like, Ankle, why did you print so many? He's like, well, it's cheaper if you print more. I'm like, I suppose in price per sticker terms, yes, but like in absolute terms, it's a little crazy, man. So I saw multiple people that were walking around like with this sticker on their stick. Like I would go to a uni setup and it would just be sitting underneath the monitor. I got there, what was it? It was Friday night where after people had like hung out for casuals at the venue, and all 3 of my roommates, they were all dead asleep by the time I get back. And I'm like putting away my luggage, setting up my toiletries and everything, trying to be quiet while, you know, they're asleep so I don't disturb them. And as I'm unpacking, I see like every one of their phones, and they left them turned up on the back because they had just stuck the sticker to each of their phones. I'm like, this is insane, man. I can't escape this damn meme. Next up, Machikane Jaitsukitaru. So it's funny, I was thinking about changing my name from Machikane Fukukitaru to Machikane Jaitsukitaru on start.gg. And then I thought about it and I was like, this is only like 20 to 30% more clear of who I am when you look at my start.gg tag, but it also gets like 20% less funny. And then also it locks me out of my name change for another 30 days. So I think I'm just going to stick around as Machikane Fukukitaru until after Combo Breaker, and then I'll see if I want to go back to TNS JAYTSU. Is Dansu Flame even my favorite? I think she is one of my I think she's my favorite in the movie, like out of the Umas that are presented. But overall favorite, I think she's So she is not officially released in the game, so we don't know a lot about her like personality in the way that Cygames wants to adapt her. So I don't know like too much about her. I think her racing silks, like the racing outfit, is very good. You know, and I liked what I saw of her personality in the movie, but I'm kind of withholding judgment. She's in the love her tier, you know, so that's above the, oh, I guess I'm fond of them, they're okay tier, but it's below the Umapyoi like top 5, top 10. I don't know if she breaks my top 10. I think there are other horses who I've just like seen and like had a moment or two that have just locked me in on the character. But I think the I'm J2 Flame meme is mostly because her name is Dansu Flame, and it kind of fits. Also the fact that, let's scroll in a little bit more. So this is her normal racing silks. He edited the headband to be on top of the commentator headphones. Like, I think this is the picture from CB. Like, the quality from my phone is a little bit curious, so that's on me. That's on the sticker. And he put in the fucking water bottle too. This dude knows no bounds. So this sticker made its rounds, right? So on the back of, I'm like watching Jen's Grand Blue set, and I just see this shit sticking out on the back of her phone, jump scaring me while I'm trying to cheer on my friend. Yeah, and I have a picture with the sticker too. Happy birthday, Dansu Flame, by the way. It was a little belated, but you know, I think it was 1 or 2 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. This dude, Ankle, we were just standing outside having like a 30-minute conversation with like a bunch of friends from PNW and some other folks from in the area, I think in NorCal. And he's just like, wait. And he sees this electrical transformer out on the street, and he's like, boop. And he just like slams that shit on the transformer. I'm like, Tickle, this is littering, man. This is insane. Also, yes, happy Teo Day. It is Tokai Teo's birthday today. Shout out the GOAT. This dude just this shit popped up everywhere. Okay, do I have any other pictures of the J2 Flame sticker? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Okay. But yes, happy Teo Day. I like Dansu in the movie, but also I like only know the movie. I mean, yeah. She's fun to watch in the movie, but I know that there is, you know, so much to learn about a lot of these Umas, so I'm like I'm withholding judgment just to see what her real character route is like. This dude went home from the monthly and immediately started stream. It's true. It's true. I left right before, I think, top 3 or top 4. So I was like, man, first to 3 Grand Blue takes a long fucking time, especially when you're you know, you're watching Incendiate Fuselit, and I'm like, wait, why is this set so damn long? And then I'm like, wait, it's a item toss character that has health regen and doesn't feel particular need to approach, and it's Vasaraga, who's slow as fucking at approaching. So I'm like, okay, I'm never gonna go home on time. So I needed to make my way back so I wasn't dead for stream, because I needed to do a Slashback recap. I was like, because tomorrow is Easter Sunday, so obviously a lot of folks are gonna have family plans. I wanted to get it out before then, and Monday, you know, we're back on the work grind, so it seemed like a good time. Also, it was good to see everyone, by the way. Grisk, I don't know if I actually got to say hi to you. You know, I know you were there. I was like watching your games, but I think we were running around at the same time. JT, your favorite commentator's favorite commentator, dude. So this is not a Slashback story, but it's oh my god, what's his Twitter? Let me go find it. I'm down to do a little detour here. Let's look up Twitch Tempest Tio. Okay, no, let me just look up his Twitter. So, New Jersey Tempest, our TO, was streaming, or Tempest FGC, I guess, was streaming the Grand Blue bracket for today. So let me go find the link for that. And my opponent gets a interesting call for Uni top 3. Let me go find the VOD for you guys real quick. Historians will have to learn what J2 Flame represented hundreds of years from now. Yeah, when they see that electrical transformer, they're like, what the fuck is a J2 Flame, man? They're like, what the hell? Yeah, I heard only that there was a crazy Uber moment. Was there a crazy Uber moment? Was this at Slashback or today? I feel like I'm missing the context. Alright, I found the stream. I need to find... Oh, because they're doing Marvel right now. So I need to go into videos. No, not 2 years ago. Let's see, recent broadcast. There we go. So this is pretty early on into the... Oh, this is split up by chapters. Alright, perfect. So let's see. Is this 9 hours ago? I guess 9 hours ago. Oh, there we go. That's what we're talking about. So let's see. This is where I got... Oh, this is not a flatter. Wait a minute. I look fucking awful here. Wait a fucking minute. I look like dog ass. Okay, but let's find the losers finals real quick. Okay, cool. So Vile wins losers semis over Sample. And then let's keep scrolling on through.
Please tell me that it's a...
This gets in really, really well against Lene.
All right, cool. So I was at locals today, you know, a little departure from our Slashback shenanigans, but you guys can see me walking up from the back as I get called over for losers finals. And I have to play against Vile, who's a Merkaba player, right? So I'm chilling out here, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess maybe I'll hop on commentary afterwards or before, like, whatever. But I don't know if... Do they not switch over to the player cam in time? Yeah, okay, so... I walk around to plug in my stick, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess Vile has, like, a phone call or something. And you guys can't hear it on the player cam, but he's explaining to me, he's like, yeah, my friend's talking about, like, an ocean or something? And I'm like... There's no fucking way. And then I ask him a little bit more. I'm like, did your friend say Oshi? He's like, oh, yeah. He was like, yeah, you're playing my Oshi on stream right now. He's like, dude, I have no idea what that means. And I'm like smiling to myself. I'm like, you need to tell your friend that his Oshi is about to get his ass beat live on camera. He's like, again, I don't know what that means, but I'll let him know after. I'm like, if you let him know after, it's it'll be too late by then. I gotta say. My friend said he heard the ocean. Bro, I heard the call of the ocean here. Look at how I lose this set, Paz. Oh my gosh. Gotsu, happy to see you enjoyed Slashback. Thank you, thank you. It was good to see you, Vermilion, by the way. Much appreciate. Dude, Guildhouse is such a good fucking venue. I'm a big fan. I might be a Guildhouse glazer now. Okay, so we go to 2-2. Oh no, we don't go to 2-2 actually. I think that was 2-1. Oh my god, the way I die here is so painful.
But this is a scary situation to be in.
Yeah, CS.
Oh my
No
God.
challenge on the ADP. And I... Oh! So... I'm like one hit away from death, but I'm also one like stray hit or DP away from bossing up. I CS. I ADP.
Oh my
This
God.
dude pulls up, and I'm like, oh, I need to shield and maybe get one more CS before the end of the round. This dude does 2-2C on block, which obviously, I wonder if I can just DP here or FF, if I can, like, spot dodge it and then punish on reaction to the super flash. But this is an overhead, and my ass is down backing in the corner. I'm like, okay, he spent EX. I'll just wait my turn out. And then I fucking die for it. I'm so trolled. This could have been a 2-2 set. I didn't realize that it was not final game, final round. I think I miscounted in my brain. But yeah, that's how I died at locals today. I'm sorry, Jay. I should have continued playing Merkaba for you. I mean, I know Plisno was trying to get on it, so would not be a bad time. We could relearn. Also, a Slashback where all the Grand Blue players I saw went yesterday. Slashback was over the weekend, so probably not. I'm trying to think of what year. I can react to the flash and block correctly. Yes, I'm wondering. There's no time for me to DP post flash, right? Like if I see it. Like the flash is reactable, and I should have stood up here. I'm mad because like I stand block it correctly earlier in this round.
But we are gonna see him.
I don't remember if it's this round or like at least sometime in this game. I was like, oh yes, I'm aware that 2-2C is an overhead. But in the moment, I was like, oh, I'm one hit away. I'm just gonna hold it. And I'm like, oh shit. That's how it goes, though. I'm just seeing Silicon in the chat. He's like, okay, JAYTSU'S cook. And then he's like, wait, my bad. This is probably when Vile went up 2-1. I should have known better than the root for their homie. Dude, he understands the commentator curse. One of my other friends is also wanting to pick it up. It's time for you to play Uni, baby! I can react to Flash with my own Invul Super. Oh, did I have enough for EXDP? Fuck! I had enough for EXDP here. No! There are like 5 ways I can bring us to game 5 and I did none of them. No. No. It's okay. This will stick in my brain for next time. You gotta get owned to boss up. Oh, I saw people talk about a local and like 4 or 5 Grand Blue players I knew. A local yesterday. I don't know, actually. Yesterday would be Friday. Friday Grand Blue locals? I'm trying to think of which event runs on Fridays. I'm not sure. Same principles reacting to the reversal super with your own. Oh, okay. That makes sense. I was not expecting this super flash. So that especially was like not in my mind. Oh, Plus Frames GG is also playing Uni. That's cool. So it wasn't in my mind, but I think in general that is a good call for you to bring up because I do not even think about EXDP as like a super flash reactional option nearly as much as I should. So that's like a good thing to keep in mind. Hello gamer. What's good, gamer? Hope you enjoyed locals. I was just asking Ricera about how those went. And by just I mean like literally 45 minutes ago. Anyway, we've detracted a little bit from the Slashback recap, but it's okay. This was a funny moment. That it's a good experience. You know, sometimes you gotta get owned by the knowledge check, reaction check in time, and it'll stick with you. But anyway, JAYTSU'S Flame got pasted across various electrical transformers throughout the San Jose area. But throughout the rest of the weekend, I'm trying to remember what else happened. I got to see Chato again. I was gonna say meet. But, you know, if you guys don't know Chato or Defeat Alter, he has recently become a big Uma Musume fan. Specifically, TM Opera O. Big fan of the OG Orange Horse. So he's a big Opera O fan. I don't think he's on Twitter nearly as much anymore because he's just like social media detoxing, which I can respect. He was very active for Slashback, and then he's like, all right, I'm back off of Twitter. I'm like, good for you, King. That's better for you than me like brain rotting myself on the timeline every day. That being said, I got to meet up with him and he was like, dude, can I take a picture of you with the JAYTSU'S Flame like laminated cutout? I'm like, yes, but can I take a picture with you, my go? He's like, wait, you're right. And he reaches into his bag, pulls out various, laminated pictures. So he has the I'm JAYTSU'S Flame. He has the, what is this from? I think this is like a promotional art between Cinderella Grey and the Gold Chip spin-off manga. Between those two illustrators, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously, he pulls out the TM Opera O plush. He has his own kind of jersey for Uma. And then he pulls out, apparently there's a Kita-san Howdy that he found somewhere online. And he's like, would you be down to wear this for the picture? I'm like, I would love to. And this shit is so sick, man. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, wait, this shit's kind of heat. No lie. So it was very nice getting to see Chato. That was a good time. Also before Sunday morning, so this is before like Grand Blue top 8. I'm like, Jen, you're gonna be in top 48. I'm gonna be here for top 8 commentary. We gotta lock in and watch Cinderella Grey before we go. And she's like, all right, you're so right. So so Jen is putting on their like Gold Ship cosplay, which they're like, maybe I'll go to the venue in it, maybe I won't. Like, I'll see. They did end up pulling up with it, and there's a funny story about like a Japanese player who pulled up, and then like, what did they do? They pulled up with Google Translate on their phone, and what it said was, oh, can I take a picture with you? Is that a Gold Chip cosplay? And Jen's like, yeah, sure. Like, is it cool if I like? She's like motioning out. She's like, oh, can I take your phone to ask you something? And then Jen types in Google Translate like, oh, what is your name / tag? And this Japanese player takes their phone back, looks at it, and goes, oh, yeah. And then takes a picture and then walks away. So Jen's telling me this story, and I'm like, so did you ever get their tag? And they're like, no, I have no idea who that was. So the entire rest of the day, they were just like trying to process of elimination or like ask around what was, who that Japanese player could have been. Because I want to say it was only 3 that had shown up that were kind of, contacted and flown out for Gundam / Grand Blue. So there was Patapon, the Japanese Zoe player. There was, oh my God, who am I forgetting? Zenith, the Grimnir player. And then there was also a rising name in the ranks. Oh, what is his name? Zangief Dream. Who was also there, not for Street Fighter 6 because it wasn't an event at Slashback, but for Grand Blue. And I saw that name in bracket and I was like, Zangief Dream. Who would they play? I guess they would play Ladiva, right? And then all of a sudden I'm scrolling through my timeline as I'm like heading over from the airport Friday night. And I see a tweet from Elsa that's like, dude, Zangief Dream is killing us with Cagliostro. Like, we're all getting 5-0'd. I'm like, what? They play Cagliostro? I don't understand. So I see Elsa later in the venue on Saturday afternoon. I'm like, Elsa, you got to give me the lowdown on the Zangief Dream guy. Like, what's going on? And she's like, yeah. So I asked him about it. I was like, why Cagliostro? And of course, they probably had to do a little bit of like Passion English, Passion Japanese, and Google Translate kind of back and forth. But she was like, dude, he said something that just like stuck with me. I was like, Elsa, what did he say? He's like, yeah, apparently he thinks that Cagliostro is the best grappler in the game. I'm like, what? What are you saying? And she's like, no, but like, hear him out. She's like, great mobility, like really tricky movement options in the TP. I'm like, okay. What do you mean grappler though? And she's like, the reward that you can get off of throw if you're able to set up a seal is really good. And then you also have like really good throw baits as well on Cagliostro. I'm like, oh my God, wait, you're right. Maybe she is the best grappler in Rising. And then, so Zangief Dream did really well in bracket, but he only made his way to 9th place. Though Patapon and Zenith made it into the top 8. So they were there the entire time, you know, of course, playing on stage. And Jen was like, you know, asking around other people. And they were like, who's this Japanese guy that had like asked me for a photo and then like didn't give me his tag? You know, I wanted to see on their Twitter if they had posted the picture. And then through process of elimination, because Patapon and Zenith were in top 8, Jen watched the top 8 and went, no, it wasn't either of these players. And I was like, oh, so it must have been Zangief Dream. And they're just like, how the hell did you know that? I'm like, there's only one other Japanese player in this venue that you wouldn't have seen in that top 8. So process of elimination. Dude, we were just watching as Jen was like putting on the cosplay. And I was like, Jen, this is the funniest fucking thing in the world. Like, you just got to get in the chair. And they're like, okay. And I just like take the picture and I caption it, studying for top 48. And it banged a little bit, but I think the funniest part, wait, I need to find this. Hold on. Let me pull it up from my bookmarks because that shit is so good. And it's funny that we're talking about Japanese players as well. There's a nice little segue there. I really did say get in the chair, which is a crazy thing to say, to be honest, but let's see. Bring this over to the side. So I have seen this account in my replies, I think like once or twice. So I'm assuming they're just like a Japanese Uma Musume fan. And obviously, my ass does not speak Nihongo. So I hit translate post. Is there a trend to popularize horses in the overseas fighting game community? I didn't realize the JP Nikki were watching along and seeing the Uma Musume brain rot gradually take over the FGC. It's not my fault. I'm simply a node in the network, man. That shit's got nothing to do with me. The grinder CAG player? I also don't know if I like how you worded that. That shit is crazy. The Jen reflection in the TV should be her profile picture. I mean, honestly, okay, wait. This shit does go a little crazy. Wait, the glow of the headgear? You guys might be onto something, to be honest. That shit does go insane. Holy shit. Also, shout out Burno. I love Burno Light. I'm such a big fan. They did her so good in this anime, man. Like, she's already very... I don't know how else to word it. She's, like, very fuwa-fuwa in the Cinderella Grey manga. In a way that's not, like, just 100% moe and she's, like, a moe blob. Like, she's also a very good... Not mentor, but she's a very good support system to Oguri Cap. But, dude, they found the perfect voice actor for this horse. It's so good. But anyway... What else is there from from Slashback that I gotta bring up for you guys. There's a couple more photos in the back. Dude, I felt so bad. Me and Viram went out for lunch on Sunday before the top 8 because we had a lot of time and we were like, you know, if our stomachs are rumbling on the mic, it might be a bit of a bad time. So we go out and we have to go down a little further because we go to the food court around the corner, but they didn't have, because we had wanted like, we walked around and we were mostly craving the Japanese curry, but then we see a sign that's like hung over the tablet that's like be back later, and the time, you know, little like clock is at 4:30 and it's like 3 p.m. and we're just like, oh, like what's going on? And they're like, I'm so sorry, we ran out of rice. I'm like, what? I have never heard of a Japanese restaurant running out of rice. I've never heard of any Asian restaurant running out of rice, to be honest. So we were a little bit flabbergasted. We walked around the rest of the food court and we were like, I don't know if there's anything we're really, you know, feeling here. So I guess we'll take a walk a little bit further down and see what's around. And the guy sees us do the lap and we're about to walk out and he like flags us down. He's like, oh, like, sorry, excuse me. We walk back around and he has like these like small little, I guess they're about the size of like, if you guys have ever had Korean fried chicken, there's usually they'll have like the little side of the radish, right? You know, so it's like the slightly larger sauce cups. And he's like, I'm so sorry, you know, I'm sorry that we ran out of rice. We have like a little bit left in the back, but we just wanted to, you know, have you guys try the curry at least. So it was like a little sauce cup with like a little bit of remaining rice and then just like the curry, the, you know, fresh curry kind of like strewn on top of it. And I was like, oh, thank you, like, appreciate it. And we take them out and we eat them outside as we're walking over to this Vietnamese place. And then me and Viram like take our first bite. And simultaneously, we're both just like, damn it. And not because we were upset at the quality of the food. That, like, the curry was good, the rice was solid, but we were both just like, now we're just more sad that we didn't get to eat the actual curry. Like, it might have been better had we not had the samples and not known what we were missing out on. But we bit into the curry, we were like, damn, it's kind of good, actually. But we're walking down to this Vietnamese place. I get a banh mi, he gets like garlic noodles, it's solid. And as we're walking back, you know, he had done the GPS work and the navigating on the way there. So I'm like, I need to boss up. I am, you know, he's traveling in from across the seas. Like, let me use my cellular data. Let me be a gentleman. So I pull up my Maps app, and then you know how in Google Maps or like Waze or any of these navigation apps, sometimes it takes a little bit for your GPS to calibrate. I did not do the calibration like 360-degree turn to confirm that I was looking in the right direction. So I let us down and I was like, oh, I think we make a left here and then we just go down like a couple blocks. He's like, all right, perfect. And it's Northern California, so it is quite sunny out, in particular that day as well. So I'm wearing, I think I just have like a t-shirt and like a denim jacket. So, you know, a couple layers, but nothing too bad. Viram is in, you know, obviously we're both in like pants or jeans, but he has like, I think it's a sweater and then a blazer on top. So he is not in a particularly breezy outfit. So we walked down a couple blocks and I'm just like, wait, this does not seem like familiar territory. Let me go check my map. I walked us down like 2 big city blocks in the wrong direction, and I was like, I just like bit my tongue and I stopped in place. I'm like, I was like, Viram, I'm so sorry. I have us going in the opposite, like the entirely opposite direction. He's like, I was wondering why none of this looked familiar. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm actually so sorry. I'm so sorry. So it was like we were just like, it's not his walk of shame. It's my walk of shame on the way back to the Vietnamese restaurant. And then we pass it. This is another, you know, 10, 15 minutes of walking. And the sun like only gets brighter. Like it only got higher in the sky as we were walking. I was like, oh my God, dude. I've destroyed this man before our block. He knows now that I can't be trusted to use a GPS and we have to be on the mic in like 30 minutes. This is so, it's so cooked. And, you know, I'm sure it actually didn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, stupid, stupid, stupid. I can't believe it. So we get back into the venue and I'm like sweaty as fuck. I'm just like, Jesus Christ. And then I'm thinking about like me being quite warm and I'm like, oh man, I wish we didn't have to walk that far. And then I look over and, you know, I remember that Virum is in the sweater and the blazer and I'm just like, I just look at him, I'm like, I'm so sorry, man. My apologies for the wrong turn. He's like, it's quite all right. Gonna go use the restroom. I was like, okay, I'll see you later. And then thankfully the Grand Blue block itself was fine. I will say, let me go pull it up for you guys, because, dude, my brain actually just like, it truly went blank in the worst possible moment. Let me go find this VOD for you guys. What's up, Cow? I almost killed Virum. I didn't almost kill him, but I did make him sweat for no reason, which is unfortunate. JAYTSU kills the co-commentary. Guys, this is not what happened, please. I don't know if I can play this on stream. This song was good and the intro video is very good, but I might get DMCA struck, so let me move on a little bit further. So we had decided well before. Oh, I guess now you guys can see our outfits. So I'm chilling in the black denim jacket. This dude has the whole blazer. Like, it's goodness gracious, man. Yeah, Virum do got that shit on, real shit. Let me go to the intro real quick. So we had decided before. I looked over. I was like, oh, Virum, do you want to do the intro or me? He's like, no, you got it. Like, you're good. And then so we're watching around, waiting for this, you know, top 8 intros to start. My brain just blanks, and I like just point at Virum as they're about to swap over the commentator cam, and he looks at me, he's like, and we can't like talk over it because we're not sure if our mics are live for this scene, so we don't want to have it, you know, mess up the stream VOD. So in my mind, despite having already decided, okay, I'm gonna do the intro, I just like, my brain blanked. I gave it to him without saying anything. So we're going into this assuming in my feeble brain that Virum's gonna lead us in, which is entirely my fault.
What's good? What's poppin', everyone? Welcome back.
It's not okay. It's not as bad as I had like made it seem. I was like telling this story to a friend, and then I sent the timestamp, and I was like, Trip, dude, I fucked up this intro so bad. And then he watches it, he's like, it's actually not as bad as you had described it. There's like a little bit of time on the transition, but like if you had not told me that this had happened, like I would not have noticed. But no, Virum actually saved that shit. I'm not gonna lie, like the turn of the finger, he brought me back from hell. Look at it. This is the expression of a man whose mental RAM just like cleared out of his own volition. Like, this is my fight or flight. This is one of my lowest moments, man. I can't believe it. I remember the outro. I do not want to remember the outro, man. Not because Virum did anything wrong, but again, I blanked out and I forgot what my own tag was for a second. The flourish into the finger point does make it seem intentional, though.
Welcome back to Slashback 2025. We got a beautiful Grand Blue top 8 for you guys. It's a marvelous Sunday.
Okay, thank God. So I was about to say, damn it, I didn't say. So at Arc World Tour Finals, during soundcheck, I was like, oh, I'm gonna, you know, introduce top 8 and say, welcome everyone, it's a marvelous Sunday and so and so. And then when I got there, I did the standard intro of like, what's good, what's poppin', and I was like, damn it, I forgot to say Marvelous Sunday for Grand Blue Top 8. And I was about to say, oh man, I forgot to do it here. But little did I know.
What's good? What's poppin', everyone? Welcome back to Slashback 2025. We got a beautiful Grand Blue Top 8 for you guys. It's a marvelous Sunday here in San Jose, California. And who better to bring you the action than...
Yes! He remembered! Life is so good! You know, it wasn't quite in the first sentence of the intro, but we'll take it. But such is life. That was a fun block overall, though. I think in general, my downtime, like fill time until the players head up to the stand brain was like not at 100%, but especially for in-game, you know, I think that the energy was good. So I'm fine with my performance on this block. We will take it. Also, it is funny because we were hanging out, I think Saturday night. We were just like getting some drinks and watching the Blaze Blue top 8. We were just like sitting around the table, and then Viram was like, "Yeah, I was hanging out at a local because I think he flew in like Wednesday night." So he was like, "Yeah, we were at a local either Wednesday night or Thursday night." And you know, while I was waiting for my games, they were playing the Uma Musume movie in the corner, and I was like, "Oh, that's funny that it was there." He's like, "Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of locked in. That movie is animated really well." I'm like, "Yeah, you know, the in-house design team, like the in-house side games animation team is really good." He's like, "I'm telling you, man, this horse girl shit is fire." I was like, I did not expect those words to come out of your mouth, but I'm glad to be validated for the animation quality of one of my favorite media. Like, that shit's good. You can view the initial pause as a build-up for the clean intro. You know, better that than to be like live on camera. I look at Viram and go, wait, who's doing the intro again? Like, live for the broadcast? Like, he brought me out of the sunken place, and for that I am eternally grateful for Viram. Viram saying the exact same shit I did. I'm saying, man. Is the Marvelous Sunday thing something specific? I guess I should have explained that part, right? Marvelous Sunday is a horse in Uma Musume. There we go. This is Marvelous Sunday. She kind of has like a... She has like a quinceañera fit, which is a little unserious, but I've heard her in-game route is very good, so I kind of want to read it at some point. Seemed fine. We are our own worst critics. Yeah, I mean, I think that's usually the case. But yeah, after leading Viram astray and then finishing up our top 8 block, we were just chilling for the rest of the weekend. So like, yeah, I got to meet Chad. This silly little... the JP bros seeing the Uma Musume brain mount was very good. Dude, oh my god. So after Grand Blue was done, we were all just watching the Uni 2 top 8. And fucking... You know, there were some Horse Girl wafer packs to open. And you guys can't really see it clearly here, but me and Jen were like 2 or 3 drinks in, just like ripping card packs of Uma Musume and just like downing the wafers. So you open it and it's like 2 wafers on the side, which you can see are kind of wrapped up here. They're not, you can't see what they actually look like, but standard wafers. And then they come with a collectible card for one of the Uma Musume. Jen rolls Rice Shower, goat. Is this... I think this is Sakura Laurel, which I was going to say we could give to Word, but I already have... I think I have it right here, actually. Wait, do I not have it here? Oh my god, where did I put Word's Sakura Laurel card? I may have lost a gift for a friend. Wait. Maybe it's back here somewhere. Oh, thank fuck. Jesus Christ. I actually just got so worried. So one of my friends, one of his favorite Uma Musume is Sakura Laurel. So I was like, oh, okay, like we already have one, but maybe we can give him a second one. This third girl in the middle here is one of my favorite Uma Musume by the name of Narita Top Road. And it's particularly fucked up that she rolled it because at Frosty Faustings, there were also some Uma Musume card packs that we had opened. And I got a few of my faves. I got like Manhattan Cafe. I think I also got Special Week too. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm chilling. And then Gabagool walks by because we're waiting around for the Grand Blue 2v2. And he's like, oh, you guys just like opening card packs? I'm like, yeah, Bancho got us a bunch of them. Bancho and Kamome, you know, they got us a bunch of them from Japan. Like, do you want to open one? He's like, I don't watch any of the show. Like, is it okay? I'm like, I mean, yeah, just roll it. Like, if you like the design, you can keep it. He's like, all right, cool. So he opens up the card pack, and it's fucking Narita Top Road. This is like one of my top 3 Uma Musume, and there's like 100 in the cast. I'm like, Gabagool, I'll trade you anything for that card. And Jen, this motherfucker, man, she looks at Gabagool and goes, if you give JAYTSU that card, he'll be too powerful. I need you to keep that and protect it with your soul. And Gabagool, clueless to anything going on, is like, I'm a little confused, but okay, yeah, sure. And he walks away. I'm like, what the hell? And then 2 times in a row, now Jen pulls NTR. And she still has her. I'm like, I'll trade you anything. She's like, you have nothing that I want. And then walks away to get another drink at the bar. I'm like, why do we live? Why do we continue to live on this silly little earth? The outfit is kind of nice. It's true. HoloLive card opening stream. I cannot start getting into the HoloLive card game because I feel like it's going to be the slipperiest slope possible. Like, I will not financially survive having that being an option in my life. If someone even gets me like a single booster pack, like, I think that's gonna cook me. NTR. Surumaru, yeah, not quite Surumaru Tsuyoshi. I don't think any of us pulled her. I don't know if she's in those card packs yet, because I know she's a pretty recent official addition to the game. I know she's like been in it in various other CGs, but I want to get into the HoloLive card game though. Sorry for your financial loss. Good luck. I will have nothing to do with it, not because I don't support the talents, but because I need to support my wallet, man. I got student loans to pay off, you know what I'm saying? Run the games with me? Maybe in Tabletop Simulator, if they have it. Oh, speaking of, I pulled a Tokai Teo card, but, you know, once again, happy birthday to Tokai Teo. But we were yapping about Uma Musume over the, I guess it was the Uni 2 top 8. Someone, you know, a friend pulls out to me. I didn't realize that this was someone I had already talked to, because they introduced themselves as Tokai Teo, because that's what they changed their, like, Start.gg name to. And I was like, all right, Peak, like, you're, as far as I'm concerned, you're Tokai Teo. And they're like, oh, is it cool if you take a picture with my Teo plush? I'm like, cool, yeah, sure. And then I pull out my Teo card. A different person, you know, comes back around after the picture is done. They're like, oh, where did you get that Teo card? I'm like, oh, yeah, we were just opening up card packs. And then they're like, oh, that'd be cool. Like, maybe I can open one up. Like, hopefully, you know, Tokai Teo is my favorite horse. So hopefully I'm able to pull them. And I was like, wait, Tokai Teo is your favorite? And they're like, yeah, you know, fingers crossed that I pull them. I'm just like, here you go. You know, because I've been lucky enough to pull from a decent amount of Uma Musume card packs in the past few months. So I was like, you know what? Tokai Teo is the GOAT, but she is not, you know, in my top 5 favorite Uma. So if someone who has her as their top 1 is right in front of me, you know, I think it's only fair for the overall happiness of the universe that they end up getting that card. So I do not have that Tokai Teo card on me right now, but it is in the hands of someone who is quite fond of her. So that's good enough for me. But anyway, we finally make our way back over to, you know, the tri-state area eventually. So me and Data both had a pretty early flight. I think we were flying out on the same 5:30 a.m. return. So we ended up Ubering from the same hotel. Like, he walked over to my hotel, and I only woke up like 20 minutes before we were supposed to leave. And he was like, hey man, are you awake? Like, do I have to order another Uber for myself? And I'm like, no, sorry, I'll be down in 10 minutes. I'm so sorry. So we Uber over, and we're going through TSA, and I forgot to empty out my water bottle. Like, I have it in my bag, but you know, because I'm like on 3 hours of sleep maybe, I packed everything. I didn't leave anything in the hotel, but oh my god, this was so heavy. I forgot I refilled my water bottle before the stream. I also did not dump out my water before going through TSA. So I put it through the security check, and they pull off my bag to the side. They're like, hey man, you gotta remember to dump your water. And I'm like delirious. I have like eye bags on eye bags. I'm like, yes, I'm so sorry. Like, I just, you know, it's pretty early in the morning. They're like, it's okay, man. It happens. And I like reach out my hand for the bottle, and she like, the TSA agent kind of like looks at me, and then she's like, no, it's okay. I got it. And she dumps it out for me. So not only do I feel like a fool, I'm like guilty that I'm making this, you know, TSA worker work even harder at 5:30 in the damn morning. And Data's behind me, you know, directly in line. He's laughing at me. He's like, I can't believe it, man. Amateur mistake. Don't you fly like multiple times a month? Like, shouldn't you know this by now? This guy's trying to sneak bombs in his water bottle. I'm like, you cannot say that next to the TSA agent, man. We are going to get cooked. And he's waiting for his bag. I finally get my stuff back and, you know, put my water bottle back in my backpack. And his backpack also gets pulled off to the side, and we're like, oh no, dude. There's no fucking way. I'm like, I look over at him. He's like, no. Like, I dumped out my water bottle. That's not on me. And you guys can kind of see. So it comes out of the scanner, but off screen, there's like a little like pull off to the side for further inspection type deal. So that's where his bag ended up going, like his side bag. And you can see in the scanner, like, the heat map of his fight stick looks so curious. It looks like so alien. And she's like inspecting, and she looks back at him, And she's like, what is this? He's like, oh, it's like a fight stick. She's like, a what? And he's like, an arcade stick, like an arcade video game controller. And he's like trying to recompose himself. And then she's like, oh, okay, did you guys like come from an event or something? We're like, yeah. She's like, oh, okay. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're good to go. It looks a little bit weird on the scanner. We're like, oh, okay. And as, you know, I'm standing off to the side, obviously. I take this picture because this moment is mad fucking funny. And then, obviously, people are behind us, you know, passing through in TSA security. So I see a suitcase pass by, and I see a sticker of the Texas Showdown logo. And I'm like, nah, I gotta be hallucinating, man. This 2-hour shit is not, I'm not cut out for this life. And then I look up, and it's Atlas Omega, Texas TO, who was also at Slashback. I'm like, bro, do you also have a 5:30 a.m. play? And he's like, yep, I'm here. And we both look over at Datagram. He's like, is he gonna be okay? I'm like, yeah, they just thought his arcade stick was a bomb. He's like, oh, okay. So standard fare. I'm like, yeah. So afterwards, you know, after an extra 15 or 20 minutes in the TSA security line, we finally make our way back out. And as we're sitting by our gate, because we're going on the same flight, he's like, JAYTSU, you know what that experience reminded me of? And I'm like, what? He's like, you know, Hannibal Buress has this comedy skit about bomb water. And he emphasizes the word bomb, like with a capital and like bolded and shit. I'm like, you got to keep your fucking voice down, man. We already made our way through security. Like, we're not going to make our way back out. I'm like, okay, send me the link. And he's like, yeah, sure. So he sends it to me over on Discord. And I'm like plugging in my earphones to watch the video. He's like, wait, I kind of wanted to watch it with you, though. Can you put it on speaker? I'm like, you want me to put the comedy skit about bomb water on speaker next to this airplane? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. What's the worst that could happen? So I put it on, and I'm like kind of keeping it low because I don't want to make the security guards anxious about the media that we're consuming. He's like, yeah, I can't hear it. Can you turn it up? I'm like, can you turn it up? Motherfucker, man. And Hannibal Buress is just talking about, I can't do it justice. You know, it's a solid bit. I'm not gonna lie. It was a pretty good skit. But considering the subject matter, after only just having made our way through TSA security, I was like, we're rolling dice on borrowed time, man. I can't believe it. This is an insane thing to watch. But yeah, we make it through. We make our way back on home, and now we are back in the tri-state. And I also got to see Data at Locals today, which was very nice. We were playing a little bit of Uni together. But yeah, that was me over at Slashback 2025. I gotta say, very well run event. Like, the vibes in general were very good. Guildhouse is like, unfortunately for the NorCal fans out there, I am a Guildhouse Glazer. It's a very good venue, and I really would like to go back next year. So hopefully it doesn't overlap with anything else that I'm going to be going to, or any IRL plans. But should I have the opportunity, I'm going to be there at Slashback 2026, and hopefully you guys are as well. So yeah, thanks for watching.